Good afternoon. I hope everybody is doing well today. I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday yesterday. My name is Jewel Martin. I am the CEO and instructor of Jumpstart with Jewel LLC. We provide education and tutoring services for adolescent and adult students. So, for the past few weeks, you all have been watching, and I appreciate it. You all watching live and on the replay. We've been working with fractions, greatest common factor, GCF, least common multiple, LCM, lowest common denominator, LCD. I know y'all like that's just too many acronyms, but it is what it is. So one of the things that I wanted to teach on today, I see some people having issues with this, some of my students having issues with this, is finding the greatest common factor, the GCF. If you've ever heard of that, the GCF, the greatest common factor. Sometimes you'll have to find the greatest common factor with two numbers. Sometimes it's three. So for today, we're just going to work on finding the greatest common factor for two numbers. And what the greatest common factor is, it is the largest factor, the largest number that is shared between two or more numbers. If you're not sure what a factor is, hey there on Facebook, how are you? Thank you for sharing this out. I appreciate it. If you're not sure what the factor is, the factor is a number. It's just a number that you use to multiply it by another number, another factor, to reach the answer, which is also known as the product in multiplication. So for instance, 2 times 4 equals 8. 2 and 4 are the factors. Those are the numbers that you multiply together to get 8, which is the answer, but is also known as the product in multiplication. If you've ever been doing a project or some homework and the instruction says find the product, that means find the answer. But because it says product, that means you're doing multiplication. So finding the greatest common factor, pull this up. Again, it's just finding the largest factor, the number that is shared between two numbers. Let me get my pen. So for instance, if I had two numbers, let's say I had 12, let me fix this, there you go, 12 and 18. If you're a beginner in doing greatest common factors, I would suggest the easiest thing for you to do, if you don't know your multiplication numbers, your multiplication facts yet by heart, this would probably be the easiest thing for you to do, which is to list them. So you have to think of the factors. What are the factors of 12? What are the numbers that I multiply together to get the answer 12? You always start, I always say, do it in order from the smallest number to the largest. So the first number is always going to be the number 1, because one of the factor sets is a number itself times 1. 1 times 12 equals 12. So when you're putting these down, what I usually do, I put them down as pairs, but I put them in numerical order. So I'll put 1 on this side and then maybe 12 right here, so that I have space between my numbers. Some people, what they do, they draw a line between the two numbers, connecting the two. You don't have to do that, but some people do that. So 1 and 12, because we know 1 times 12 equals 12. Then the next set, think about the number 2. Every even number, and 12 is an even number, every even number has 2 as a factor. Whether the even number is 30 or the even number is 3020, it has 2 as a factor. So 2 is a factor of 12. And then if you think about what number is it that you multiply by 2 to give you 12, that number is going to be 6. And then for the number 12, think again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 is a factor of 12 as well. And then what number do you multiply by 3 to give you the answer 12? It's 4. So here we have our factors Get rid of that. Here we have our factors of 12. 1, 2, get my pen back. 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Hey there, how you doing? So then let's look at the number 18. If you don't know your multiplication facts by heart, it's best to write these out. So again, we're going to start with 1. And then, of course, what number times 1 equals 18? It's 18 times 1, right? So let's put 18 down, but we'll put some space so that we'll have room for the other numbers. 18 is one of those numbers, it has a lot of factors. So because it's an even number, 2 is a factor of 18. What number, when you multiply it times 18, what number when you multiply it times 2 gives you 18? 2 times 9. 9 is a factor. Okay. Then what's next? Oh, I've got 3. 3 is a factor of 18. What number, when you multiply it times 3, gives you 18? It's 6. I thought I had some more, but no, that's it. So those are the factors of 18. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. So if you're trying to find the GCF, the greatest common factor of 12 and 18, you look at your list and you see what numbers do you have in common. What number is the same? What's the largest number that's the same? So 2 is a common factor of 12 and 18. 3 is a common factor of 12 and 18. But the largest, the greatest common factor is going to be 6. So 6 is your greatest common factor, your GCF, for the numbers 12 and 18. Let's do another one. Okay, let me switch my screen, because for some reason something just froze. So let me do this. Is it back now? Okay, it's back now. Okay, I was going to switch my screen. Okay, so the next number, let's do 15 and 25. 15 and 25. Okay, so if you're not sure of your numbers, your facts, your multiplication facts, make sure you just list the factors out. So think about 15. What are the factors of 15? 1, of course, is always going to be the first one. 1 times what equals 15? 1 times 15 equals 15. And then you've got 3. And then what number times 3 equals 15? 5. So 15 only has 4 factors: 1, 3, 5, and 15. Then think of 25. What are the factors of 25? Of course, there's 1, and then 25, because every number, when you multiply it times itself by 1, it's going to be that number. So 1 and 25. And then the only other factor left is 5, because 5 times 5 equals 25. So you only have to put down 5 once. So you look at your common factors, and you never use the number 1 as a common factor, the greatest common factor. That's never the common factor. It has to be another number besides 1. So in this instance, our common factor is going to be 15. Make sure I'm still up. Okay. There we go. Just double checking my internet because there's a storm and the lights are blinking. Okay, so the next set, and we'll do one more set. Let's try 24. No, let's do let's do 32 and 40. Okay, so 32 and 40. So again, we're going to start with 1. And because 32 is an even number, it's going to be the number 2. Now, it may take you a while to figure it out. If you're not too familiar with your multiplication facts, you may have to count by twos to figure out what the other factor is of 2. If you're good with it, then that's fine, okay? So it's 2, but the other factor, oh, I'm sorry, it's 32. And 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 3 isn't the factor of 32, but 4 is. If you think about your multiplication facts, 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay? So these are all the factors of 32. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. And then with 40, you've got a few more factors. You've got 1, of course, and then you've got 40. 40 is an even number, so 2 is a factor. And then if you think about 2, what number when you multiply times 2 gives you 40? It's 20. Because 20 times 2 is 40. Or if you think about 20 plus 20 equals 40. You think about your other facts, you've got the number 5. 5 is a factor of every number that ends in 0 or 5. So 5 is a factor. What number, when you multiply it times 5, gives you 40? 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And then our last factor is going to be 10. Because 10, oh, I forgot to put my 4 down. I forgot one. It's 4. Let's see if I can make some space in here. Nope. It won't let me do it. So it just slowed down on me. So anyway, let me fix it over here. Hold on for 1 minute. Let's do it this way. Let me fix it here. Let's see if it'll let me write it here. It may not. System just slowed down. Something's going on with my internet. It's storming here in North Carolina. But, so, let me make sure it's back up. It's still not responding. Okay. So, the factors of 40 are 1, 2, 4. I forgot to put 4 in there. 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. And because something's going on with my system here, I think it's because of the storm. There's some flooding in here and whatnot, flooding in this area, and there's some storms. It won't let me. Oh, wait a minute. I just updated. Oh, good. Now I can add my 4. And 5. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. So again, the greatest common factor, they have a couple of factors in common, 2, 4, 8, but the greatest common factor is going to be 8. And that is probably the easiest way to find out what the greatest common denominator, the greatest common factor is, okay? So just take your time, list them out. If you're not too sure about, if you haven't memorized your multiplication facts, list them out. Take your time. I thank you for bearing with me today and all my little issues going on with the internet. There's some weather going on here, some weather issues with that hurricane, but I thank you all. I hope you all are having an awesome day. Thank you for watching and take care. Have a good one.